Hello, my friend. Sit with me a while, and I will tell you my story, a story of pain, passion, and unyielding creativity. My name is Frida Kahlo, and this is my life as I lived it. The Blue House. I was born on July 6, 1907, in Coyoacán, a small town on the outskirts of Mexico City. My childhood home, La Casa Azul, the Blue House, was a place of color and warmth, filled with the sounds of my family and the vibrant traditions of Mexico. My father, Diego Rivera, was a photographer, a quiet man with a love for art and nature. My mother, Matilda Calderón, was a devout Catholic, strict but deeply caring. I was the third of 4 daughters, though I always felt different from my sisters. I was a tomboy, full of energy and curiosity, with a fierce independence that set me apart. But my childhood was not without hardship. When I was 6 years old, I contracted polio. The illness left my right leg thinner and weaker than the left, and I was often teased by the other children. They called me Pegleg Frida. But even then, I refused to be defined by my limitations. I played sports, climbed trees, and embraced life with a determination that would stay with me forever. The accident. My life changed forever on September 17, 1925. I was 18 years old, riding a bus with my boyfriend, Alejandro Gomez Arias, when it collided with a streetcar. The impact was devastating. A metal handrail pierced my body, entering through my hip and exiting through my vagina. My spine, collarbone, ribs, and pelvis were fractured, and my right leg was broken in 11 places. The doctors said I might never walk again. For months, I was confined to a bed, encased in a plaster corset. The pain was excruciating, but it was during this time that I discovered my love for painting. My father gave me a set of oils and brushes, and my mother had a special easel made so I could paint while lying down. I began with self-portraits, using a mirror mounted above my bed. I paint myself because I am so often alone, I would say, and because I am the subject I know best. Diego and love. In 1928, I met Diego Rivera, the famous muralist who would become my husband, my greatest love, and my greatest torment. Diego was 20 years older than me, a Lagerthan-life figure with a booming laugh and a passion for art and politics. We were introduced by Tina Medotti, a photographer and mutual friend, and from the moment we met, there was an undeniable connection. Diego admired my paintings and encouraged me to pursue my art. He saw in me a kindred spirit, someone who shared his love for Mexico and its people. We married in 1929, despite my mother's objections. "It's like an elephant marrying a dove," she said. But I didn't care. I loved Diego with all my heart, even though I knew he was incapable of being faithful. Pain and creativity. My marriage to Diego was tumultuous, marked by infidelity, heartbreak, and reconciliation. Diego had countless affairs, including one with my younger sister, Christina. The betrayal cut me to the core, but I channeled my pain into my art. I painted a few small nips, a brutal depiction of a murder, inspired by a news story but also a reflection of my own emotional wounds. My physical pain was also a constant companion. I underwent more than 30 surgeries over the course of my life, and my body was a patchwork of scars and braces. But I refused to let my suffering define me. Instead, I embraced it, using my art to explore themes of pain, identity, and resilience. My paintings were raw and unflinching, filled with symbolism and surrealist elements that reflected my inner world. The Two Fridas. One of my most famous works, The Two Fridas, was painted in 1939, shortly after my divorce from Diego. It depicts 2 versions of myself sitting side by side, holding hands. One Frida wears a traditional Tijuana dress, a symbol of my Mexican heritage and my love for Diego. The other wears a European-style dress, representing the part of me that felt abandoned and alone. Their hearts are exposed, connected by a single vein that drips blood onto the white dress. This painting was a reflection of my inner turmoil, a visual representation of the duality that defined my life. I was both strong and vulnerable, Mexican and European, a woman in love and a woman betrayed. Through my art, I sought to make sense of these contradictions, to find beauty in the chaos. Travels and triumphs. In the early 1930s, Diego and I traveled to the United States, where he had been commissioned to paint murals in San Francisco, Detroit, and New York. It was a time of great excitement and creativity for me. I painted some of my most iconic works during this period, including Frida and Diego Rivera, and my dress hangs there. But I also felt a deep sense of alienation. The United States was a land of skyscrapers and industry, so different from the vibrant, earthy Mexico I loved. In Detroit, I suffered a miscarriage, an event that left me both physically and emotionally shattered. I poured my pain into my art, creating Henry Ford Hospital, a haunting depiction of my loss. The painting shows me lying on a hospital bed, surrounded by symbols of my pain and longing: a fetus, a snail, a pelvis, and a flower. It was raw and unflinching, a testament to my ability to transform suffering into beauty. The return to Mexico. In 1934, Diego and I returned to Mexico, settling in San Angel. We lived in separate houses connected by a bridge, a physical representation of the distance that had grown between us. Diego continued his affairs, and I sought solace in my art and my friendships. I became close with artists like André Breton and Leon Trotsky, who had sought refuge in Mexico after being exiled from the Soviet Union. Trotsky and I had a brief but intense affair, a passionate interlude that brought me both joy and guilt. I painted self-portrait dedicated to Leon Trotsky as a gift to him, a symbol of our connection. But our relationship was short-lived, and Trotsky's assassination in 1940 left me shaken and heartbroken. The broken column. By the 1940s, my health had deteriorated significantly. I underwent multiple surgeries to address the damage caused by the bus accident, but each operation brought new complications and pain. I wore a series of corsets and braces to support my spine, and I often relied on crutches or a wheelchair to move around. In 1944, I painted The Broken Column, one of my most powerful and poignant works. It depicts me standing in a barren landscape, my body split open to reveal a crumbling column in place of my spine. Nails pierce my skin, and tears stream down my face. It is a raw and unflinching portrayal of my physical and emotional pain, a testament to my resilience in the face of unimaginable suffering. The last years. In the final years of my life, I continued to paint, even as my health declined. My works became more introspective, exploring themes of mortality and identity. I painted The Wounded Deer, a self-portrait in which I am depicted as a stag, pierced by arrows and bleeding in a forest. It is a haunting image, a reflection of my awareness of my own fragility. I also became more politically active, joining the Mexican Communist Party and using my art to advocate for social justice. I believed in the power of art to inspire change, to give voice to the voiceless. Even as my body failed me, my spirit remained unbroken. My legacy. I passed away on July 13, 1954, at the age of 47. The official cause of death was listed as a pulmonary embolism, but some believe I may have taken my own life. In my final diary entry, I wrote, "I hope the exit is joyful, and I hope never to return." My friend, I did not live to see the full impact of my work. But my art endures, a testament to the power of the human spirit. I showed the world that even in the face of unimaginable hardship, we can create something beautiful, something eternal. This is my story, my friend. It is a story of struggle and triumph, of love and loss, of pain and beauty. I hope it has touched you, that it has given you a glimpse into the heart of a woman who lived and died for her art. And that's another chapter from the pages of history, proof that the past is filled with legends, leaders, and visionaries who shaped the world we live in today. But history is far from over. There are still so many incredible stories to uncover, so if you enjoyed this journey through time, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to History's Icons for more legendary tales. Who or what should we explore next? Let me know in the comments. Your idea might be the next great story we bring to life. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next episode of History's Icons, where the past comes to life.